What is one thing Christians could do this week that would help them live in community with each other better? One practical thing.
Yeah, one practical thing. Set aside 1 hour to meet with a friend and don't talk about yourself. Just learn what's going on in their life.
Good. What is one thing in the church right now that you're seeing that is really disappointing, really sad?
Yeah, I would say it's a lack of biblical foundation around the theology of us, that we think we're individuals and we don't realize that we're actually ripping a body apart. And so I would say, yeah, just we got to grow up here. We got to learn this.
All right, let me flip that on you. What's one thing that you're seeing in the church that really excites and encourages you right now?
I think there is a real hunger to change. I think that people are actually really open to change and open to developing deeper relationships, because I think we've all come to the point, and COVID pressed this on us, that we don't really know how to do this and we need to learn.
Good. What was the biggest hurdle that Vox Church had to overcome when expanding from a single campus to multi-site?
Oh boy, that's a loaded question. How do I open that one quick? So we were stupid. We planted our second location 13 months after we planted our church, and we did it with no money and no staff, and somehow God blessed it. So I think for us, it wasn't the first one that was so hard. It was allowing our infrastructure to catch up. So we had probably 5 locations before we really started building out the infrastructure to handle those locations. And so honestly, 7, 8, 9 were all pretty seamless because the infrastructure was built, but we invested a lot in reaching people and not a lot in building the back end. And I wish I did that differently.
So both are important.
Yeah, can't go one without the other.
All right, last one. Folks are leaving ministry at an alarming rate. I think Fox News just did a story of like massive exodus in Christianity. So how would you convince a young man or woman to go into the ministry? Convince me of the why.
Yeah, well, that's kind of a trick question, only because I think that the Holy Spirit needs to convince you of the why. And so I would say that ultimately you've got, I almost try to convince people out of the ministry, and in the sense that I would say, listen, if you don't feel a clear call from God, then go be faithful and do something else, because this is war. It is going to be hard. But I also think that people want to do something hard with their lives, not on the surface, but deep down. We want to do something hard. And I would say that it is a sacred privilege to shepherd people into eternity. And although it will be very, very hard, and I don't cut corners about that. I'm 20 years into full-time ministry, and it will be worth it if you do it with some people you love.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's not for the faint of heart, definitely. It is totally war. I'm right there with you. Been in for a long time, and the spiritual aspect of ministry is unlike anything. I mean, you can go get a secular job. I work Chick-fil-A and a bunch of, marketing for Chick-fil-A and a bunch of other things. And the spiritual aspect of what we do in ministry is just so different.
Yeah, demons will become real to you. They might be theory, and then you start ministry and you go, what is going on? Well, right. The spiritual warfare. Yeah,
exactly. All right. The Sacred Us is the book. Tell me where I can go get it. How can I stay connected with you guys?
Yeah, for sure. The best place is thesacredus.com. Thesacredus.com. There's a free 9-week small group study on there. You can download it for free. A bunch of videos, other things that you can check out there as well. And of course, you can buy the book there. But Amazon, Barnes & Noble, anywhere you want to buy books, you can do that. I would love people to check it out. And if they do read it, to review it. That's always a gift. If you take the time to review it, is really a blessing to me. Helps people really get a sense for the book. And those are the best places. VoxChurch.org, VOX, VoxChurch.org. We got a ton of resources there as well.
Where did Vox come from, the name?
Yeah, John 5:25. It just came from this idea that we think that the church needs to be a voice and in the community. And that's what Vox means, is just simply a voice in Latin. But in John 5:25, Jesus says that the dead will hear the voice of the Son of God, and those who hear will live. So that's what inspired the name.
Awesome. Well, man, thank you so much for the time. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks, Carl.